This is Gary Salton, Chief of R&D and creator of IOP Technology. This video is a brief introduction to the IOP Sales Report. This is the cover of the IOP Sales Report. The report is not focused on technique and tactics. There are many other sources for that kind of information. Rather, it addresses you, your fit into the organization that you represent, and your relationship to your prospects. Well brief, it is loaded with insight that you can use to improve both your sales performance and your personal satisfaction. The report begins by identifying your primary IOP style. This is the one that you use most frequently. It is your sales style, but it also reflects the general approach you use to navigate life. We all lead different lives. The same strategy does not work for everyone. This is the one that you found most useful in your life. Because you use it most frequently, it is the one that you are most skilled at. This self-reinforcing cycle is the main reason why we develop strategic style preferences. They work. Regardless of the strength of your primary style, there are going to be situations where it simply does not apply. For example, this person uses the Instant Action Reactive Stimulator, or RS, as their primary style. But if this person had to make a serious decision involving a medical procedure, it is unlikely that the decision would be made spontaneously. More likely, it would be given some thought. The risk-taking RS strategy simply does not fit. The same condition can happen with every other style. No style is ideal for every situation. What people usually do is develop a backup or secondary strategy. In this case, the choice is the deliberate and methodical logical processor style. It just makes good sense to have a backup. The reason that styles are important is that they produce characteristic behaviors. The second page of the report begins talking about those associated with your primary style. You can use other styles, but this is the one that you are going to favor most of the time. The first section of this page talks about your general characteristics. For example, in this case, the woman is strongly goal-directed. If the goals are vague, she's going to be unhappy. If she knows that is a problem, she can fix it. Bosses can be talked to, goals can be rewritten, and roles can be adjusted. In terms of wants, she is after results, tangible outcomes. If the sales process involves a lot of prep, she belongs at the end of the chain. The same logic applies to the rest of the items in this section. Knowing your general characteristics enables you to help yourself. You can use this knowledge with others in the firm. They will be important to your success. If they know what to expect, your life and theirs can become a lot easier. The next section talks about your preferred sales environment. In this case, the woman wants an environment with fast, intense interactions where she has a lot of discretion. Again, if you know about this, you can act to influence the condition. You may not get everything you want, but you probably can make at least some things better. The final section of this page talks about some of the elements of the sales process. They are not all equally relevant to you. What you want to do is to focus on those that are important to you in your situation. Then take a look at the comment associated with the categories that you see as important. Does your posture match your market, your prospects, and your sales support staff? If it doesn't, you can try to modify your behavior for a better fit. This sounds easy. It's not. However, there is a way of making the change easier. You might choose to use your secondary strategy. Page 3 outlines your secondary or fallback position. Take a look at the categories that you have already judged to be relevant. If the fit is better, this could be the easiest way to get better performance. You have experience in this method, so it's not going to be entirely foreign to you. The only change is that you're going to choose to engage your secondary style rather than letting circumstances do it for you. All you have to do is that when you get into a situation where that category that you saw as important is applicable, choose to switch to your secondary style. This is an image of page 4 of your report. The first section explains that strategic styles are just the result of information processing approaches. They are not embedded psychological circuits. They are merely ways you have chosen to navigate your life. You can modify them if you choose. This will not change who you are. The second section on page 4 is a bar chart of your strategic style strengths. It shows how committed you are to each style. The more you are committed to a particular style, the more likely you are to display the behavioral characteristics associated with it. If your style strengths are close, there still should be a ring of truth to the report, but you may disagree with some particular points. You may want to focus on your two strongest styles. The closer they are to each other, the more frequently you will alternate between the behaviors that they describe. The first paragraph on page 5 outlines your general sales posture. It includes some ideas on offsetting some of the more obvious exposures that are automatically generated by your primary strategic style. The stronger your dominant style, the more pronounced will be the potential vulnerabilities. These ideas are intended to sensitize you. If you recognize an exposure, you can often offset it by conscious action. This section is worth thinking about. Simply tuning your primary style may be enough to give you some real returns. Different strategic styles react differently to sales goals. The bottom section of page 5 outlines your likely reaction to various goal structures. It summarizes the way you are likely to experience them and gives you some ideas on how you might handle them. The top section of page 6 describes your ideal sales environment. The stronger your primary style, the more these observations will resonate with you. This section can give you some help in defining exactly what you need to make a maximum contribution to the organization as well as to yourself. Remember, the environment is not a fixed thing. You can influence it. You might use these observations as a catalyst. You can use them to influence those you work with or for. The result can be a better fit for all involved. Remember, you're in sales. You can sell ideas as well as products. Salespeople do not work alone. They have support groups that help them mesh with the larger organization. These support groups can be critical to sales success. Like you, these people are also using information processing strategies. Like you, their choice of style will generate characteristic behaviors. Their choices will mesh with yours in different ways, some positive, others negative. This section outlines the likely effect of these interactions. If you are aware of the causes of synergies and disharmonies, you can act to make things better for all involved. If you are unaware, you will have to simply endure. It's better to be aware. Your approach will mesh in different ways with your different prospects. Page 7 of your report addresses this issue. People don't come with labels attached, so you'll have to try to figure out who they are and where they are coming from. This page gives you a clue on how you might spot their dominant style. Keep in mind that this is not definitive. People have access to all strategic styles and they can be using them, but it's a start. The page also outlines strategies that can help you mesh with prospects using different styles. Page 8 summarizes all of your strategic styles in a single graphic. The strength of each style is shown in the various axes. The style with the highest strength is your dominant style. It is the one you are likely to use most frequently and stay with the longest. The style with the next highest strength is your secondary style. If your dominant style does not apply to a particular situation, this is your fallback. Remember, situations can change fast. In the course of a conversation, you may have to reply to an objection. Maybe it cannot be addressed using your dominant style, so you will automatically revert to your secondary style. The next comment may be ideally suited to your dominant approach, so you bounce back. In real life, you alternate between your styles with almost machine gun-like rapidity. You can estimate the frequency that you will use the various combinations of styles by looking at the red area in each quadrant. The greater the red area, the more likely you are to use that particular combination of styles. Well, we're done. Thank you for viewing this video. If you want more information on IOP, you can go to our websites at iop.com or oeinstitute.org. Thank you again for your interest in IOP technology.